What's up, YouTube? So I just launched my 4th online education company. We actually did in the first 2 weeks about 200 grand in contracted sales, and we really collected $119,000 already cash collected in the first 14 days. I mean, the first education company I launched, 6 figures, the second and third, multiple 7 figures a year, and I believe this one is gonna be a 9-figure business. So as someone who's been in this space since 2013, okay, that's when I started my first online course or education company in the fitness space. Yes, my parents were like, what do you mean you're gonna train people online? And I was like, you'll see. But as someone who's been in the space for a while, I want to share with you because I have lots of conversations, both in the business consulting that I do and contract work, and just with entrepreneurs and buddies that I know in different masterminds and conversations with them. A lot of people are wanting to put a course out there or get into this game. And I just want to share my experience so you do it the right way and you can actually make money and not fall for the trap that a lot of the gurus are telling you to do. Okay, the first thing that I want you guys to realize when wanting to launch a course, don't launch a course because you think it's gonna be some passive income for you. And it's like, yeah, it's great. I don't have to like deliver anything. They just like watch it on their own and I'm gonna make a bunch of money. It doesn't work like that, okay? First of all, if you think that's what you're gonna do, you better have an amazing distribution center, which means how many followers do you have on Instagram? How many podcast downloads do you have? How many followers and subs on your YouTube channel? Like if you don't have a huge organic following that you can drive to different offers, you're not gonna sell that course. Sorry. And if you try and market it, I mean, typically if you do a course, you have to price it lower. You're gonna be outcompeted by everyone who's selling widgets that are more expensive. Because in marketing, whoever can spend the most money is who gets all the customers. And you won't be able to spend enough money because your course is gonna be $100, $300, $500. Gosh, Fauci got me again. Plus, the other reason is because information is just so available now. I mean, even when I started in 2013, there was way less even fitness information, but think about all the fitness information today and all the information on business and all the information on sales, all the information on marketing, all the information on whatever topic. It's all there and it's free. So packaging information by itself is very difficult to do. And the other reason why I don't like that model entirely is because there's no monthly recurring revenue model bolted on. Like it's just sell the course and that's it. So even if you did sell courses, you need to have a monetization model on the back end where you sell that customer more stuff more frequently. So now that I've totally sold you away from the idea of like a course in the traditional sense, let me sell you towards exactly how to package what you want to do with your course in a way that can make you money. And this is exactly what we're doing with this education company that we're starting right now. So really what you need to do is you need to combine the information, which you thought was going to be your course, and that needs to be delivered with implementation. For example, I was having a conversation with a guy who wants to do a fitness course. I was like, don't do a fitness course. Like instead, take what you were gonna put in the course, turn that into the productized like way that you do fitness, teach that to an internal team who can deploy your way, but now you're charging clients to work with coaches and staff that deploy your way. So you see it's done with you and also some done for you. So you're actually combining a done with you service with a done for you service because people actually care about the implementation, the accountability, the support. That's how you want to be thinking through how to compile your course. This education company we just started, it's in the real estate space. It's real estate education. We're teaching part-time investors or full-time investors how to scale their real estate business. So it's a scaling offer. So instead of just the raw information, they already know where to find lead lists, how to call on agents, etc. What they're not doing is doing it, right? And being held to a plan and the nuance of like, well, if it's this type of seller story in this sort of market, you need to go after this angle through the negotiating process. Wow, that's very nuanced. I wouldn't have known that without you telling me that. You're really helping create infrastructure with the accountability, the support, the implementation along the way. You can totally do group calls, that's scalable. You can do group Q&A. So we're doing both of those things, but then we're doing one-on-one sessions. We're creating communication via Slack so that support can be felt. I mean, it's literally done one-on-one when people send in message and support tickets, but it's scalable because it's being funneled through a platform. Really what we're gonna do is we're gonna license and white label a lot of the materials. So instead of having packaged all this into a course, be like, hey, go watch a course and you'll learn. It's more like, cool, here's the information. Now I'm gonna give you, for example, this contract for single family that you're gonna buy from an expired listing with a seller, and you can white label it so you can put like your real estate company and LLC and all your stuff on it, but you don't have to pay an attorney to go do it and to know that the contract is right. We've literally used this contract with, you know, over 300 flips. So you see, that is a very done for you, where it's like we're licensing material now. And so the perception of value is so much higher. Now that you're getting the idea of really how you should be packaging your course more so into a program, and then you want to price it higher. And the reason is because inevitably you will have to do paid marketing in order to get more attention and more leads to become customers. Our offer is in the whereabouts of 8 to 15 grand, okay? You wanna have a high price thing so that way you can spend up to even 30 to 35% of that value, that ticket price, in acquisition cost. Because if you can do that, you'll be able to outspend the competition. So all the people who are trying to sell their program or their course for $200 or $1,000, well, you're gonna crush them because you can spend so much more money to acquire customers yourself. Now, if you're gonna do the higher priced product, then you need to pick a market that can afford that price point and that wants that product. Obviously, for our example, our market is real estate investors. Is that a growing market? Yes. Does that market have money? Yes. Is it niche enough that we can identify them through marketing and through like targeted lists? Yes. Is it too niched though, where we either wouldn't be able to find them or there's not enough of them out there? No. Perfect. So it hits all the marks. So you need to do the same process for yourself. If you niche down too far, there's not enough people to market to. So when you run ads or when you do marketing, it's gonna go over the heads of most people because your market was so niche and so small that it doesn't work. You also need to make sure they're hungry, right? There's a big problem that they have. You know, if you're gonna try and solve a less meaningful problem, you're not gonna be able to charge higher rates and charge more for the service. I love Alex Hormozi's example on this. What's gonna bring the most competitive edge to a hot dog stand? Is it gonna be how quick they can cook the hot dogs? No. Is it gonna be how good the hot dog tastes? No. It's gonna be, can you get your one hot dog stand inside the parking lot that is just after a football game got out, where there was no allowed vendors inside the game, and so everyone's coming out of the game super hungry. Do you think you're gonna sell a lot of hot dogs regardless of how long it takes, regardless of how it tastes, and regardless of the price? Yes, you will. So you wanna make sure there's a big problem to solve as well. The next piece you need to look at is you need to be good at the results that you're teaching. This kind of goes without saying, and you will have to probably go into a quiet place, turn on the fire, put on some chill music, and ask yourself with an authentic voice, are you actually good? But seriously, there's a lot of people who they're like, oh yeah, I'm an expert, I'm really good at this. How long have you been doing it? Oh, so long, like 8 months. What? I mean, seriously, my first online education company, my first course was in fitness. Before I did that, I had already helped like 50 plus clients lose 25 pounds or more. I had provided results consistently, and I had a system that I knew I could put together, and I had done it for a couple of years before launching that. And this company now, the main mentors, the partners, the one guy has 12,000 doors in his real estate portfolio. He's got $900 million in real estate assets. The other guy flips 125 homes a year for the last 3 years in a row. So it's like the results are there, their expertise is there. So just be careful. You wanna do a course on coaching executives, blah, blah, blah. Well, how many executives have you coached? How long? Were you an executive yourself, etc.? And I'm not saying this to be mean, but like you just have to give yourself a healthy gut check of how successful will your course or online program be if you're not at the tippy top, like the top 1% in that industry. You gotta be really, really good at what you do. If you're not, keep getting more experience and get really good before you try and bring it online if you want it to be successful. The next thing, you have to know how to sell. So now that we've figured out that you need to package this course more into a program that is combining done with you and done for you services, because you're selling the implementation and not the information, well, you're gonna have to sell this thing because it's a higher priced product. You're gonna sell it in a customized way. So that means it's gotta be through a sales call. And if you suck at sales, you're not gonna make much money with this type of model. So you have to be really good at sales. So look, I had the benefit of, the first job I had out of college was personal training. I didn't get fed any clients. I had to go hunt for all of them. So I became a salesperson. I just didn't know it at the time. I was selling $20,000 a month in personal training every month. And so I got really good at sales. And now, 12 whatever years later, I've literally done over 15,000 sales calls in several industries, tens of millions of dollars in sales. I've managed sales teams of, 20 plus people. I've hired literally over 150 or maybe even 200 salespeople. Like, I know sales really, really well. And so in designing our sales process for this new company, new offer, we were closing well over 50% of the calls. We have a sales process that's been tried and true. We know how to sell. So if you don't know how to sell and you want to launch an education company around information implementation like this, you need to learn how to sell. And if you don't, it's going to fall flat. The last piece is you have to have some distribution. And there's gonna be two pieces. There's going to be organic and then there's gonna be paid. We've spent $10 million of our own money in advertising profitably. I ran my first ad on Facebook in 2013 and been running ads since then. We know how to run profitable campaigns and how to run ads to get customers. If you don't know how to do that, this will fall flat on its face. So you have to learn how to run ads. The other thing is having organic distribution, because we also live in a world now where trust and certainty of brands and companies and offers has gone down so much. Spamming and all these different ploys that, bad actors are using to steal money from people. You really need to have some brand recognition and some clout by having a social media following. And so in this new company, between all the partners, we've got over 400,000 Instagram followers, millions of downloads of podcasts per month. So we have this huge organic, we've got 300,000 emails between all of us as well. We can go market in those channels when done strategically. But then we also know how to run ads. And so when you pair those two things, because you have an omnipresent approach, people are following your content, getting value, and they're seeing offers. That is what makes the perfect ecosystem for a business in this sort of space to thrive. Thankfully, we've got all those pieces in place. So this wasn't an all-encompassing, this is how you need to structure stuff, but hopefully this helped shape a little bit different perspective for you on how to actually launch a successful course, how you could do it, how to set it up the right way, how you need to structure, package it, how you need to price it, and what you need in terms of skills to actually get customers and make money doing it. If you got value from this, give it a subscribe, leave a comment below. I'll catch you guys later.